Okay, so another type of problem is which equation describes the same line as y minus 3 equals -1 times quantity x plus 5. I said quantity because this is in parentheses, so it's -1 times all of it. So this is in point slope form. And another form that we can get it into is the slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So we don't need to know the different elements for this particular problem. What we do need to know is how to get y by itself. So I'm going to rewrite, we got y minus 3 equals -1 times x plus 5. Again, quantity x plus 5. Now, in order to get y by itself, we're going to have to move this over and get rid of our parentheses. So we're going to multiply, use the distributive property, the -1, to both the x and the 5. So that's going to be -1x minus 5, because -1 times a positive 1, or times a positive 5 will give us a -5. So let me, -1 times positive 5 equals -5. Okay, and then we have our y minus 3. We didn't do anything to the left side. So now we can look at the -3 and we can use inverse operations. So the opposite of subtraction is addition. So we can add 3. Our purpose is to make this 0. And -3 plus a positive 3 is going to give us 0, because if we look at a number line, if we start at -3, -3, -2, 1, 0, and we start here and we go 3 to the right, because we're adding 3, that's 1, 2, 3, we land at 0. So we need to also do the same thing to the right side. Whatever we do to one, we have to do to the other. And so we need to look for the like term. So because 3 does not have an x with it, it needs to go to the other number that does not have an x, which in this case is the 5. So we're going to add 3 here. Okay, so these cancel out. They become 0. We don't have to write that. We just bring down our y equals. Nothing changed here. We didn't add anything to the x term. We just leave this as -1x. And then we're going to do -5 plus 3 equals, well, again, we can do a number line. We don't have to, but we can. -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0. So we're starting at -5 and we're adding 3, so we're going 3 in the right direction. So 1, 2, 3, and we land on -2. The other way to think about this is when you have different signs and you're adding, then you're going to subtract and then take whichever one has the highest absolute value. So it's going to be -2. And this is our answer. So you're looking in the answer choices for which one matches this one. It's just to change it into a different form. So whenever it tells you to look for the same line or something that is the same, you want to change it from one form to the other. Okay, there we go.